Today we're going to talk about labels. When I think of being labeled, I don't necessarily think of good things. I typically think of things like nerdy, lazy, troublemaker, that's usually about me, or maybe the smelly kid, the loud girl, also usually about me, or maybe the skinny kid or the fat kid. Labels are real, and the hurt that some of these labels inflict is real also. Have you ever been labeled in a way that hurt you? Now ask yourself, have you ever labeled others in a way that could hurt them? Why do you think that labeling others is so common? Here's the sad thing. Labeling is nothing new. A million years ago when I was a teenager, the big labels were the different types of groups in the school that I went to, right? So there were like the preppy kids, the stoners, the band kids, the cheerleaders, the jocks, the nerds, right? Typical stuff. I'm guessing that some of those are still around now. And the Bible is full of stories in which others quickly labeled someone and God showed that he had other ideas. Take the story of King David, for example. King David was the king that the Jewish people would point to hundreds of years after his life as the king. Yet he was not anyone's first choice. He was like way down on the list because he had older brothers who were perfect candidates. So when God told the prophet Samuel to go and anoint the king from the son of Jesse, Samuel went down the list of the 7 brothers, and God said these words to Samuel when he thought he'd found the king in one son who really impressed him. The Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him." The Lord does not look at things that people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. One by one, Jesse's sons came until there were none left, and Samuel still had not found the king. He asked if there were any other sons, and Jesse said, "Well, there's the baby out in the fields," as if David wasn't even on the radar with Jesse as a possibility. But God had chosen David when no one, not even David's dad, considered him as an option. So maybe you're a David. Maybe you're the one that everyone underestimates. This scripture is a reminder to you that God sees your heart. And God doesn't see us the way the world sees us, does he? It's as if God is saying, throw these labels out the window, because he sees our heart. And here's the important thing to remember about how God sees us. He labels us by our heart. And by the heart, it really does seem like this is just a way of saying that God sees who we truly are at our depth. And not the person that we fear that other people will see. No, God sees the amazing potential in each and every one of you. When we look in the mirror and see words like the shy girl or the popular girl or the nerdy girl, God sees things such as the one who loves others or leader. So you see, labels don't necessarily have to be a bad thing. I imagine if we could hear the labels that God gives us, they would say something like these: beloved, child of God, mighty leader, listening ear, a friend to the friendless, beautiful, kind, righteous, or chosen. So I want you to take a minute and think about how God sees you. This might be kind of difficult, but know this: God sees amazing things in each and every one of you. And for some of you, it may take a Samuel, someone who loves God and listens to God, to remind you that you are not forgotten. To remind you that God does have great plans for you that you will absolutely be amazed by. I pray that each and every one of you get a small glimpse today of what God sees in your heart when he looks at you.